welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason, the Patriot Radio News Hour. Happy Tuesday to everybody. I hope it finds you well out there. And again, you just never know what is going to happen next. You got to be careful. Be careful. You have no idea how close we really are, how much any wrong step could lead to a complete unraveling. And right now, they've got all the retail guys buying up that stock market. Yeah. It's not what the big guys are saying. Get diversified here. Understand what is coming. Listen, I'm becoming more accepting of what's coming. A new money's coming. It's going to be digital. It's going to be more controlled. Get ready for exotic ways for government to collect money. We're going to have exotic Federal Reserve stuff, as Jeff Gundlach was talking about. What is exotic? I don't even know what that means. I thought quantitative easing was pretty exotic. Apparently now we can do quantitative easing and not even say we're doing quantitative easing. I don't know. Make sure you got your gold and silver put away. 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. allamericangold.com is the website. You know, we had, I don't even know, I even forgot stuff. Like Joe Biden now has cancer. I hope, don't wish him any ill will. Did you see that Mexican ship that hit the bridge in New York? What is going on with ships hitting bridges? Right? Crazy. But none of that really mattered. Last night, we had another major incident in the bond markets. I have a feeling, I can't prove it, but I think the Federal Reserve may have bought bonds again yesterday. We'll wait. I'm sure they'll tell us, years later. But it happened again in Japan. They had the worst auction going back all the way to 1987. Now, 1987, right, we had a crash here, but not like Japan, right? Remember, that was when everyone was worrying about, Japan was buying up all the buildings, right? All the skyscrapers, and everybody was worried about it. And then, of course, their whole thing unraveled, right? Their stock market, it took what? They finally took out the high, I think last year or this year, from 1987. And now, of course, they're back below it. But that is the magnitude of what happened last night. The bid to cover for this Japanese auction, by the way, it was a 20-year auction, was very light. Matter of fact, the lowest bid to cover going back to 2012. The tail, we talk about these tails. This was a tail. I've never seen a tail this long. 1.14. Usually it's like a bad tail here in the U.S. is like 0.3, 0.4. Right? Those are significant. This was 1.14 as the demand for the Japanese yen just diminished. Interest rates obviously shot up on this. It has caught the attention. Obviously, gold's up 50. No surprise, kind of broken out here, right? Gold was, get the 32.40, 32.50 stall out. Not today. Bumping up now on $3,300. On top of that, here in the United States, they're trying to stabilize, right? We got downgraded from Moody's over the weekend, Friday. So yesterday was the first day the markets were open since the downgrade. They had a lot of, again, I guess a lot of us retail guys buying the market. But then Jamie Dimon came out late yesterday. And, of course, Jamie Dimon, the CEO of J.P. Morgan. And, again, it's a warning. Take with it what you will. We have huge deficits. We have what I consider an almost complacent central bank. Now, very rarely. Now, we're getting used to what Donald Trump criticizing the central bank. Very rare to have bankers doing it. And at least as far as the U.S., the biggest banker in the country, Jamie Dimon, J.P. Morgan Chase, saying that we have an almost complacent central bank. You all think they can manage all this? Let me try that again. You all think they can manage all this? I don't think they can. Excuse me? Wait a minute. What? By the way, the Dow's down 100 points. That's it. That's it. Boy, I'm worried. I think a big wipeout is coming. This is, like I said, I've been doing this a long time. And I've become very convinced that we're going to change the money and we're going to change it really soon. These markets are in trouble. I know Wall Street list. I know it's at 42,000. I hope it stays there. I'll be honest. I hope it goes to 50. Be great. I mean, gold will be through the roof, right? Because there's only one way to get to 50. Brickman, yep. I have no faith that the central bank can actually manage this situation. Well, he wasn't done. If that wasn't bad enough, no. I'll tell you what he said coming up next. Stay with us. 9510592, Joe and Jason on this Tuesday. The Dow is down 75. The S&P is down 17. The NASDAQ's down just under 100. The 10-year note right around 4.5. The Japanese 10-year note, I don't mean to laugh, 152. You're like, what? How bad is it, right? And, of course, that's it. For most people, people would be like, that's nothing, right? What a great interest rate that would be. In Japan, that's horrible. And it's getting worse. I don't know what will happen next, but I would not be surprised if quantitative easing comes storming back everywhere. It's a problem. There's so much debt, and I know we've got to get something done. Right? We got the debt ceiling. We need it. But, I mean, let's face it. We're going to run a whole year. Fiscal year 2026 started in October of last year. That's how the federal government works. It's the end of May. May's almost over. We don't even have a budget. We don't even have a budget. The largest country in the world. We're just flying by the seat of our pants. You know, Jamie Dimon talking about complacency. Talking about, does anyone really think you guys can pull this off? Nope. I know I don't. By the way, gold's up 51 right now. 32.81. Get ready. Right? I think that we've shaken off the doldrums again. You know, hey, you had a good 2 weeks. You had a good 2 weeks to buy it for a little less. Silver's up 52 cents, pumping up on 33. How about platinum? Feeling really good about this one. Up 38. 1,037. I'll have a new platinum. You know, you just don't know what's going to walk. This one's awesome. Coming up here a little bit, so you're not going to want to miss it. Don't worry. Palladium, for those of you curious about that, up 30 at $990 today. But Jamie Dimon throwing huge shade at the Fed, and he's not listening. There is no good choice. Jamie Dimon knows it. He knows. And then he's like, look at the choices you're making right now. Sounds like Jamie Dimon's like, I can't believe you guys aren't cutting rates yet. Doesn't that sound like that? Because here's what he goes on to say. Hey, the stock market was down 10%. Now it's back up to 10%, right? It's kind of back where it started. He goes, that's an extraordinary amount of complacency. Right? Think about it. He's right. Even the places tariffs are, I guess, a little less now with China, but everywhere. The best deal we got is 10%. He says that in 6 months, talking about the companies on the S&P 500, they will go from 12% earnings to 0% earnings. What? What? This is what he said on TV. And he said stock prices are going to have to fall. You think? Right? Yeah, you think? Earnings estimates are going to come down. PEs will have to come down. The odds of stagflation. Now, here's how Jamie Dimon categorizes stagflation. Recession with inflation. Right? That is, it doesn't get worse than that. Right? What are we hoping for? We're hoping for just plain old inflation. I mean, that's honestly. And I know you guys are like, what are you talking about? Donald Trump doesn't create inflation. Okay. Yeah, they do. That's all they do. Why? Because they keep printing money. We just hope it's inflation. No, Jamie Dimon says, nah, stagflation. And he says the odds of that are double what the markets think. And he says that his top deputies said corporate clients are still in what they call wait and see mode. Investment banking. They're talking for a mid-teens percentage. So what is that? 15%? 14%? 16%? 13%? I don't know. Mid-teens, probably what, 15 or 16% decline. Jason, when I sit here and I look at Jamie Dimon, I really want to stand up and clap and applaud him and say, wow, we just had the largest bank in the United States, its CEO, come out on TV and say, I've got no confidence in the Federal Reserve. They can't fix this. The markets are so complacent, which really just means he thinks they're way overvalued and all the retail investors that came in are going to get hammered. And it's just a matter of time before we start talking about stagflation. And I hope that's wrong. I truly, truly do.
Stagflation goes along with printing a bunch of money. That's where we're headed. You know, Joe, the budget, you know, the big thing that they're putting on the news, obviously, is the Medicaid cuts. We can't pass this. The Medicaid cuts. And I was watching some of that, and, you know, what can the budget do? What can they do if they're you know, they could cut it from the military. If they want Trump's tax cuts, they could just chop it out of the military, but they demand not to touch the military budget and actually grow it. So it's interesting. You know, we'll have to see how it all shakes out because from what I can tell, the plan that's on the table has Medicaid cuts. It has, you know, no matter how much Trump says, I'm not cutting Medicaid, it's the last thing I'm going to do. The plan that the Republicans are pushing through that Trump would have to sign has Medicaid cuts so that they can get the Trump tax cuts. And the Trump tax cuts that they want to push forward, it doesn't seem to help the average American that much. I was looking at some charts on it. It doesn't look like it's worth all this problem.
I'm going to say this. Here's the problem, guys. And again, remember, there's no good choice. Either get on board with what's coming or be left behind. Period. Better have your gold and silver put away, and you better have an idea of what is going on in this crypto space. You better have something. I'm sorry. Gold and silver is going to preserve the wealth you already created. It will. Look at what it's doing. Of course it does. Better figure out a plan how to create new wealth. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you know where you're not going to create it from? Wall Street. Sorry.
Dollars.
Sorry. You better figure it out. And I am dead serious. You better figure something out. Because it wasn't just Jamie Dimon. How about Jan Fraser? Who's she? Well, she happens to be, you know, the head of another bank. Citigroup, right? Maybe you've heard of it. Why don't we know her very well? She doesn't like the limelight. She doesn't go on TV very much. She doesn't blog like Jamie Dimon, hardly ever. Well, guess what? She was blogging this week. We are entering a new phase of globalization. One less defined by cooperation. Uh-oh. How did we sell all that debt, by the way? How did we get to $37 trillion? Oh, yeah, that's right. We had the foreigners help buy it all. Look at what just happened. Do you not realize what happened in Japan yesterday? And most of you probably don't. You probably have no clue. No clue. This is more strategic.
Strategic.
I can't even say it. Thank you, Jason. Self-interest. In other words, the ship is sinking. Every country is going to do what is best for them. And that's a problem. That's a big problem. Long-held assumptions are being challenged. What does that mean? What are they talking about? Well, not just by the tariffs, but by a much deeper confidence shock. Uh-oh. He's talking about the bond market, guys. You understand, right? They never thought, what if the world doesn't have faith in these bond markets? The near-term impact is already being felt, and the long-term trajectory is being rewritten in real times. If you're looking for the stock market for clarity, you are going to be disappointed. But if you're looking for signals, they're everywhere. Then she specifically mentioned what she called the wobble in U.S. Treasuries. Typically, a safe haven does not behave the way the U.S. Treasury market is behaving. Look at today. Look at today. Today's a great example. I mean, Japan just hemorrhaged in their bond market. You would think, oh my gosh, everybody's probably buying U.S. Treasuries right now. Yields should be collapsing. 4.49, 10-year note. It's actually a little higher. This is what they're talking about. Ready for her great wisdom? I love this part. That tells us something deeper's going on. Yeah, right? You think? Right? You think? They're not just pricing near-term risk. Now, that's what they thought these markets were supposed to do. And this is why we always get mad that the Fed keeps messing with the bond market, right? Because they're trying to hide discovery. Citi CEO, you know what she said? Oh, that's over. They're actually now reevaluating the credibility of long-held certainties. Do with it as you wish. I hope you got a plan. I'm trying to help you. Are you going to help yourself? 800-951-0592. So you've heard from Jamie Dimon, and then also someone who very rarely do we hear from, Jane Fraser, the head of Citi, telling you something very wrong is happening. Really, I'll be honest with you, it's the unthinkable. The loss of confidence in the U.S. debt market. Look at Japan today. Believe me, that's just a start. I still can't get over the size of that tail. 1987, I was 17 years old, getting ready, wrapping up starting my senior year of high school, right? I don't know anything about Japan. It's enormous. It's a huge warning. I loved her one thing about, hey, if you're looking for the stock market for signs, you're going to be disappointed. But as far as the signals go, they're everywhere. Everywhere. And Jason was talking about these tax cuts. Gosh, they don't really seem like they're going to help the average guy very much. I'm going to say this. He's right. He's right. But you got to understand, the goal is growth. Why do you think they need the billionaires and the millionaires to have their tax break? That's why. I'll be honest, the guy making $50,000, Okay, so what? What, you got an extra $50? Right? That's not going to move the needle. This is the problem. Listen really quickly because I want to shift gears here. But I had something walk in the door yesterday. I'm going to put it up on the air today. I got 20. They are 2005 PCGS First Strike. Remember when they were doing that, the grading services? These are First Strike quarter-ounce platinum Eagles. I'm going to put it up here for those of you on the YouTube or the Rumble. You can see what it is. Like, they come in their hard plastic case. I mean, they're just cool, and they're only $300. I've only got 20 of them. Platinum's up 40 at $1,040. So this literally, you can't even buy these at $300. You know, that'd probably be right around my cost today. So take advantage. You want to throw some more platinum in? You know, we've had a lot of platinum come in. Kind of weird, right? It's a weird thing to come in, but here it is. These are First Strike MS69 quarter-ounce platinum Eagles at $300 at 800-951-0592. So now I'm sitting there and I'm telling you, you got some wealth sitting in those bank accounts. You got big IRAs. I hope you call and get some more gold and cover those and maintain your purchasing power. I've never seen warnings like this before. It's incredible. I mean, these are, and we haven't heard from Moynihan yet. I'm sure Moynihan's saying the same thing, right? Bank of America. All of our biggest banks just came out in the last, 48 hours and said, we got a problem. And the Fed can't fix it, and neither can Trump. Get it protected, what you've created. Now, here's the other side. How are you going to grow more wealth? Because it's going to have to be big. You know, we've been talking about Texit for the last couple of weeks. I don't know, right? Let's face it. It's a risk like anything else. I think it's a well-placed risk. But as I told all of you, hey, I'm not asking you to throw $3,000, $6,000, $9,000 at me just because, and boy, I hope you double your money. It's not what this is about. I want people to understand that. This is about how can I actually grow my wealth right now. Can't do it in housing. Look at housing. No one can even buy a house. And I'm worried about interest rates. How high are they going to go? Remember what Jeff Gunlott said 2 weeks ago? I played him right on the air. He was everybody in the bond market. We already know. Rates are going way higher, whether the Fed lowers them or not. Wall Street. I don't know. Do you believe Jamie Dimon? Do you believe Jan Frazier? I feel it. I don't know, maybe I've surrendered to the fact that I thought maybe I'd be dead before it happened. That was kind of what I was hoping. I'll be honest. Right? Maybe we can go, right? Another 20, 30, 40 years and I can be dead. My kids will have to worry about it. My grandkids. No. I don't think we make it out 2030. We're going to get new money. It's going to be digital. I think this is a risk well worth taking. Like I said yesterday, Texit announced over the weekend the buy 3, get 1 free bonus will end at the end of this month. The buy 6, get 2 will go to buy 6, get 1. And, of course, the big one, the 9-pack, buy 3, get 3 free. Starting June 1st, you're only going to get 2. And I'm going to just tell you, I'll be shocked if we get to July and still have any type of promo going. Yesterday, last Monday, they set a record. This Monday, they took last week's record and just smashed it by like 50%. This thing is starting to become this freight train that we thought it was going to be. You need to figure out a way to build some real wealth, because all the normal ways seem like they're going to be going away. 800-951-0592. We've got 15. I'm going to hold these up again. First Strike MS69 2005 quarter-ounce Platinum Eagles. I looked everywhere. The cheapest price I saw, a random year, ungraded quarter-ounce Platinum Eagle, $413. Pretty much the standard price on one of these things, about $450. $300. $300 for the last of them that I have at 800-951-0592. Keep going here. Listen, telling you right now, you got not a 401k, you can't do much with that. You got an IRA, and you haven't taken a big chunk of that and put it in gold and silver. Get off your backside and call and do it today. Telling you, you're playing with fire on Wall Street right now. You're just playing with fire. You don't have what happened in Japan overnight if there isn't problems. You don't have Jamie Dimon literally saying, I can't believe how complacent the central bank is, that I have no confidence that they can handle the situation. When's that happened? I'll tell you when. Never. Citi. Jan Frazier. Anyone want to listen to me? I mean, I know I'm not I'm not Jamie Dimon. I don't like to be in the spotlight. Everybody's starting to question the U.S. dollar. Everybody. And she goes, it's almost unthinkable, but yet here it is. Digital money is coming. Is Texit one of the answers? I think so. And this is unique because you're not buying the coin. Like, you can go out and bid up, what's Bitcoin? $100,000, you get a Bitcoin. Right? Now, this is like, don't we wish we could all go back, right, when Bitcoin was like $100? I don't even remember the first order of Bitcoin was 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas. That was the first time somebody accepted Bitcoin as a payment. And I think Bitcoin was like 2 cents. I don't even know. Maybe like 2/10 of a cent. I mean, it was something outrageous. Is this a second opportunity? I think so. I think so. When you buy these mining shares, you get coins put into your account every day. Every day. And it just kind of builds and builds and builds and builds. When I first started talking to you about it, it was 55 cents. It's almost double that now, which is great. But you're buying mining shares. So people are like, well, gosh, I wish I had gotten in at 55 cents. It doesn't work. The mine doesn't care what the price is. I want people to understand that. It doesn't care. It's going to make the same amount of coins, whether it was 55 cents, $1, $5, $10, $100. And of course, I told you, the space in the mine is limited. We've got less than 12 months, and there won't be the mine. Essentially, they'll be like, okay, we're at full power. We don't need any more power. It's making the exact amount of coins we want it to make every single day, and nobody else will be allowed in. From that moment forward, think about this. And let's just say, I don't know, let's keep it small. Let's just say you went little. Maybe you're getting 10 coins a day, okay, at that point. Well, if the coin is worth $20, you're making $200 a day, every single day. What if the coin's $100? Oh, wait. Now I'm making $1,000 a day, every day. Now imagine if you're getting 200 or 300 coins a day, how much you would be making a day. This is what we're talking about. A great way to supplement your income for Social Security. You think you got any chance? Look, they're trying to cut Medicare and Medicaid right now. Right? It's not going to work, right? But let's face it, the squeeze is in. It is the 20th of May. You have less than 2 weeks before some of the generosity goes away. The minimum investment, $995, gets you one share. A lot of people are like, well, I'm going to try to get my money together and get a 3-pack or a 6 or a 9. No. You got 30 days to upgrade. So what I'm telling you is, get in now, start getting coins as soon as you can, and then you got 30 days to upgrade. Here's the crazy part, Jason, it's only been 2 weeks. I've had 4 people upgrade. Yesterday, I had a guy who bought a one hash, right, $9.95. He started seeing the coins come into his account every day. He called up and went to a 9-pack. And you get all the benefits of it, but you have to get in. Listen, we got to accept it. I know it's scary. Well, I don't know a lot about crypto. I don't know a lot. Yeah, well, guess what? You got to learn. Here's the cool part, though. We'll learn together, and we're here to to help people along. And for those of you that want to sign up others so you get more coins, we're going to help you do that, and I'm going to tell you how. Final segment coming up. 800-951-0592. Final call here. Platinum, quarter ounce, 2005 First Strike, Platinum Eagles. And you know what? None of that matters. First Strike and MS-60. Don't forget, throw it out the window. Listen, you want a quarter ounce Platinum Eagle? Everyone wants $450. They're $300 until I'm out of them. $300 until I'm out of them. At 800-951-0592. Go right to eBay and turn around and sell them all for $400 and clean up if you want to. But we're talking about Texas. I know. Well, I'm afraid. I don't know anything. I don't know. I get it. I didn't know either. I know Bobby. He'll be on the air every month with us, just so you know. I know his reputation. I know the community. I'm starting to know the community, and it's almost very similar to the gold and silver community. Very similar. It's crazy. And we are going to help everybody along the way. That's the cool part, because it's different. It's hard. Listen, if you don't have a smartphone or a computer, this isn't for you. Listen, I you know what? Is there a chance that this thing could go to zero? Yes. Yeah, there is. It's out there. It exists. I don't think it's going to. I think it's going the other way, in a big way. If you've already signed up and you want to sign up others, so easy. You can have them call us. You can get the information and you can call us however you want. We'll handle the whole thing. We'll collect the payments for you. We'll pay Texit for you and answer their questions for you. And here's the cool part. Guess what that means? When this mine is full, you get more power. You have more power, you get more coins. That's the name of the game. Right now, the goal is I want to get to the level where I'm getting the most amount of coins I can every day, because I know the mine's going to close here in less than 12 months. Actually, I think there's a good chance this mine will be closed by February. There's a good chance the mine will be. What does that mean? That means you can't buy mining shares anymore. All you can do is buy the coin out there. You want to supplement your income. Maybe you want to retire. And this is a chance. Remember, we were talking about, man, you better figure out how to make some real money. This is a shot at it. They've got great incentives. If you spend $3,000, it's actually $9.95 times 3, but we'll say $3,000. They'll give you an extra power, right? Instead of, they'll give you $4,000 worth of power for $3,000. You do 6, they'll give you $8,000. You do 9, right? Well, 800, 1,200. Sorry, I say thousands, hundreds, 1,200 power, right? That's the equivalent of spending $12,000. And you just call us at Patriot. How do you pay for it? You can put it on a credit card. You can write us a check. You can pay cash. You can trade in gold or silver, platinum, whatever you want. I mean, pretty much just like doing business with Patriot. Take advantage of the opportunity, and let's get ready for the new money that's coming. 800-951-0592.